So good day everyone. Today we are going to be discussing about your impregnation and embedding. So impregnation, no, this is also known as your infiltration. Okay, so infiltration or impregnation is the same. So unsa may pasabot sa impregnation, no? Pregnant, di ba? Murag imong putangan og bata ang mattress, no? So murag gi-feel nimo og bata, no, ang mattress. So it's the same with igay mo na to sa istopat, no? First imuhang itanggalon ang clearing agent, no? Then imo siyang i-replace katong clearing agent, 'di ba? We have already discussed that in the prelim. I-replace nato to siya with a medium that will fill all the natural spaces, no, mga cavities in the tissue. So even katong space nga naa sa sulod sa cells, no, and that will set to a sufficiently firm na consistency to allow para dapat firm siya, no, para pag i-cut nato siya to thinner slices, no, dili siya maguba. Okay? So your embedding is the process by which the impregnated tissue is placed into a precisely arranged position in a mold, no? Kailangan na mold containing a medium which is then allowed to solidify. So mura ra kang naghimog cupcakes, 'di ba? Ang cupcakes atong isulod sa mold, no? Para mahimong unsay gusto nimo nga shape and size, okay? So the ideal volume would at least be 25 times the volume of the tissue, okay? So again, no, ang point lang yun ani, pag dili siya ing ana ka firm or firm ang iyang consistency, no, maguba siya pag ato siyang i-cut, no? So kailangan patibayon nato siya. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather na gyud. Okay, so what are your infiltrating or embedding mediums that is used in histology? First is your paraffin wax impregnation. So this is the simplest and the most common and by far the best for routine use. So the melting point, no, we need to memorize sa histopath pag embedding, the melting point of the tissues, of the medium, I mean. So the melting point of paraffin would be your 55 to 60 degrees Celsius. So the temperature nga we normally use for routine work would be 56 degrees Celsius. Okay? Next is your celloidine. So for celloidine, this is for hard and dense tissues, and this are for large tissue sections of the whole embryo, supplied as 1:1 mixture of ethanol and ether. So we have your types, your parloidine, which are hard amber platelet chips, low viscosity nitrocellulose, no, nitrated variety, used in higher concentrations to penetrate tissue rapidly, and these are usually marketed while wet with alcohol. So you have your methods. We have your wet celloidine method and your dry celloidine method. So we use wet, no, for bones, teeth, large brain sections, and whole organs. So process would be to fix, then to dehydrate equal parts of ether and alcohol for 12 to 24 hours. Then we infiltrate now with the thin or medium celloidine 5 to 7 days and thick celloidine for 3 to 5 days. And then we embed this in a desiccator. Then we store this in 70% alcohol. Your dry celloidine method naman, this is for processing the whole eye sections. So the process would be the same with your wet method. Pero we store this one in your Gilson's mixture. This 1:1 chloroform and cedarwood oil. And this is best stored in airtight jar. Okay, next is your gelatin impregnation. So gelatin is water soluble. This is for delicate specimens na. And frozen tissues because it prevents fragmentation of your this prevents fragmentation of tough and friable tissues. Okay, so the process would be to fix, no dehydration and clearing, 10% gelatin with 1% phenol 24 hours, 20% gelatin with 1% phenol for 12 hours, 20% gelatin with 1% phenol cooled to refrigerator, 10% formalin, 12 to 24 hours to harden the tissue. Volume should at least be 25 times the volume of the tissue. Okay? Then, Then your plastic or resin, this is superior for light microscopic, light microscopic studies. This is for renal biopsies, bone marrow biopsies. No, the types we have your epoxy, which is made up of epoxy plastics or catalyst. Your polyester plastics for electron microscopy. This is seldom used, and your acrylic plastics, which is your polyglycol methacrylate, methyl methacrylate. So this is made up of acrylic acid or methacrylic acid for light microscopy. So what are the types of your processing? We have first your manual processing. So this requires at least 4 changes of wax with 15 minutes interval for 1 hour. Okay? So you also have your automatic processing. This makes use of an automatic tissue processing machine, no? Pa natin pahirapan nating sarili sa manual. Kasi look, no, actually nakapas po bitaw ko anin. This is what we do, no? Tong intern we fix for 24 hours dugay kaayo, no? Dehydration, 70% alcohol for 6 hours, 95% alcohol for 12 hours, 100% alcohol for 2 hours, then change nimo katulo, no, tig isa ka oras. Then we clear this by 2 changes of xylene, no, xylene 1 and 2 for an hour. Then we impregnate the paraffin wax 1 for 15 minutes, another ikaupat siya, no, 4 changes of wax at 15 minutes interval para ma-ensure yun nga nag-impregnate dito, okay? So ayan, so automatic processing, no, it decreases the time, of course, and labor needed during the processing of tissues. This results in a more rapid diagnosis with less technicality. So, we use agitation and heat to hasten automatic process. The machine would be your Elliott bench type processor. We also have, or your Auto Technicon, no? So, ano na siya? Pwede na siya mag-fix, mag-dehydrate, mag-clear, and mag-infiltrate. Okay, next is your vacuum embedding. So, this is impregnation under negative atmospheric pressure. No, this is used to hasten the process. So, this is recommended for urgent biopsies and delicate tissues such as your lungs, your brain, your connective tissue, decalcified bones, your eyes, your spleen, mga brain tissues. So, this reduces 25 to 75% of impregnation time, no? And this is the most rapid, no? Gives the fastest result. Okay, so note, your infiltration is overheated paraffin above 60 degrees Celsius. This produces shrinkage and maghard na ang tissue. So, paraffin oven must be maintained always at a temperature 2 to 5 degrees Celsius above the melting point of your wax. Okay. Man. Okay, so what are your paraffin wax substitutes? Okay, you have your Paraplast, no? Your Embedol, similar lang to Paraplast is paraffin plus plastic. Embedol, Bioloid for embedding the ice, Tissue Mat, paraffin and rubber, excellent for cutting properties. Ester wax, not soluble in water, soluble in alcohol. Water soluble waxes and carbo wax. So be familiar na lang with its characteristic and its melting point. Okay? So what are your blocking out molds, no? Okay. So we have your Leuckart's embedding mold. So these are L-shaped strips of heavy brass, no, arranged in a flat metal plate and which can be moved to adjust the size of mold to the size of the specimen. So this consists of duha ka L-shaped pieces of metal, no, formed by a piece of thick copper na brass. So we have your compound embedding mold. These are interlocking plates resting on a flat metal base, no, as you can see in the picture. Then we have your plastic embedding rings and base and mold. This is consists of a special stainless steel base mold fitted with a plastic embedding ring, which serve as the block holder during cutting. Always note, no, that these are very expensive molds. At saka, ano na to siya? Actually, never pa ako nakakita niyan. Because what we do here in the Philippines, or from my experience though, we just use the disposable embedding molds. So these are your asan ba yung papel dito, no? Yung papel, no? That's why we make a paper boat, no? We have your peel-away disposable thin plastic embedding molds available in sizes plastic, ice tray, pwede. Paper boats. Paper boats is what we use. So, dapat, how ta maghimog paper boats? This is used for embedding celluloiding blocks but are equally useful for paraffin blocks. Okay? So, next is we have your trimming. Okay, your trimming is the process of removing the excess wax from the block to form a four-sided prism or truncated pyramid. So, murag kon lang, imura siyang i-polish para mahimo siyang katong ideal block no? So, imagine na lang niyo ang trimming, no? Mura kag ka nang nagtrabaho ka sa tighimuan og ice block na kasab-an mo kay dili perfect ang inyohang square. So, mula natong ginay mo trimming. So, excess wax is cut off in thin slices to prevent cutting. So, at least 2 mm of wax, at least 2 millimeter of wax is cut off in thin slices to prevent cutting. So, at least, at least 2 mm of wax should surround the tissue block. So, the small paper tag bearing the tissue number, which may be removed after removal of tissue block from the embedding mold or drinking, may be affixed by using a hot spatula. Okay, so don't be confused with the terms, no? So, we have your microtomy. Ano ba to dili? We have your microtomy. This is a process whereby processed tissues are trimmed and cut into uniformly thin slices. Wait lang. I think this should be in another should be in another video. Hindi ko na So, always remember, paraffin blocks require chilling in ice cold water or refrigerator, and celluloiding blocks do not require chilling. Okay, that's it muna for this video. Thank you so much.